So let's go ahead and give a nice, warm welcome to our next storyteller, Chris Miller, who will be telling a story entitled Neuroses and the Baptist Church.
Thank you very much. I was a very neurotic kid. I'm a neurotic adult too, but the neuroses really showed itself at a very young age. For example, I would overhear outlandish things being said by older relatives, and I would take them to heart. For one time, I heard an older relative talk about a public toilet that took off like a rocket ship and flew through the ceiling after you flushed it. And I was terrified of public restrooms for like a year. And I don't know why he made this story up, and I was pretending to be sleeping in the car, so it's not like he said it just to mess with me. So I would go to the bathroom, and as soon as I was ready to flush, I'd have one foot in like a racing position, ready to sprint out the door as soon as I hit the handle. So that's just one example. Another is I was afraid to fall asleep at night because I couldn't rationalize the fact that our brains basically our conscious mind kind of shut off and then came back in the morning. And I thought, what happens when we go into that ether? I was afraid, like, what if I don't come back? What if whatever mechanism is in place to get me from there to here just screws up this one time and I'm lost somewhere? So, So with that in mind, the neuroses really kicked in when my family started taking me to a Baptist church. It was a really small Baptist church. Our family was friends with their family, the reverend and his kids, and I had a crush on his daughter who was around the same age as me, early grade school age. And all these neurotic thoughts, they really kicked into overdrive when I heard about hell and how if you don't follow this very specific set of instructions, you will burn forever. You will just, torture interminable. And I thought, wow, this is terrifying stuff. And then I started asking questions. I didn't really ask him to the Reverend himself. I asked his ventriloquist dummy. Yes, he had a ventriloquist dummy that he used for the kids' sermon. So I had a ventriloquist dummy telling me about hell. These very specific set of instructions I needed to follow or I would burn forever. So then I asked the dummy via the dummy, what about people who've never heard of hell? And they said, well, they're kind of exempt until we let them know about it. And I'm like, well, then why are you telling anybody? I'd rather just not know. Now you've told me, and now I have to either follow these instructions. It's like, that is just the meanest thing I could ever think of, right? So, and my segue here to really what the story is about, these are just kind of things leading up to it, is my first theater experience was also in the church, in the Baptist church. It was a Christmas pageant type of thing. And, like Blue, I have relatives from the South, from, West Virginia, and probably not the same relatives talking about the toilets flying through the ceiling, because theirs would be an outhouse taking off from the ground, flying through the air. But my first acting job was but first acting experience was with the church. So I was a part. I had one line in this play, in this pageant we did, and I was supposed to say "All hail," like "All hail the King," and all I could think of was, with that Appalachian accent, "All hail," like a guy just resigned. And I thought, I am cussing in church right now because I'm thinking of that word and hell and all that. So, anyways. I guess that's my story. I didn't really have a nice, tidy ending, but, doubt has always been a part of my existence. Being a neurotic person, you doubt everything around you, and I think that's a good thing, to doubt everything and to doubt things and to question everything. So it's kind of been a motto for my life. So thank you.